Welcome to Void Realities, a space where restless minds can drift and heavy thoughts can soften. Here, science becomes a gentle story and the vastness of the universe becomes a lullaby for your night. Tonight, we ask a quiet question. Could the universe be evolving, not just expanding? Settle into your breath. Let the weight of the day loosen from your shoulders and allow the rhythm of the cosmos to guide you toward rest. You don't need to search for sleep. Simply listen and let the universe unfold around you as you drift deeper into stillness. Could the universe be evolving, not just expanding? You lie back into the quiet of night, your body loosening into stillness. Above you, the sky stretches wider than your mind can hold, a canvas so vast it seems to hum with silence. Stars shimmer like distant embers, scattered across the darkness, each one a reminder of time's long patience. As you gaze, you begin to imagine the universe itself as alive, breathing with a rhythm older than memory. The galaxies drift apart, not hurriedly, but with the slow grace of a tide. Scientists call this expansion, but in this moment you feel it more intimately. It is as though the cosmos itself is exhaling, a vast, invisible breath flowing gently outward. With every inhalation, there was gathering, a condensation of matter, light, and energy. With every exhalation, there is space, openness, a soft widening. You are not outside this rhythm, you are within it, a part of its pulse. Your breath mirrors it now. Inhale, and you sense the ancient draw of gravity, pulling matter close, weaving stars from scattered particles. Exhale, and you sense the release, galaxies drifting apart like dandelion seeds lifted by an unseen wind. You are breathing with the cosmos, a participant in its endless flow. The mind begins to picture this expansion. You imagine galaxies as islands floating on a dark sea, moving slowly away from each other, not into emptiness, but into ever more room for being. It is a movement without edge, a drifting without end. You are carried with it, your body afloat in this silent tide, no different from the starlight that left its home billions of years ago to reach your eyes tonight. Time softens here. The age of the universe is nearly 14 billion years, yet those numbers dissolve into something gentler when you rest with them. Instead of digits and dates, you sense depth, a long, patient unfolding. The cosmos does not rush, and so you too can let go of rushing. In its breath, there is calm, and in its calm, there is endless space for rest. Even the darkness holds presence. Between stars lies not nothingness but fabric, stretched and expanding, a cosmic web invisible to your eyes. Scientists call it space-time, the woven cloth upon which everything rests. You may not see the threads, but you can feel them in your imagination, a delicate net that stretches as far as thought can reach. The more the universe expands, the more of this fabric there is, gentle, silent, endless. And within this fabric, your own existence feels smaller, yet also more connected. You are a note within a cosmic song, a ripple within the great exhale. The atoms in your body once belonged to stars, carried here through explosions and dispersals across billions of years. In this breath of the cosmos, you are not separate. You are woven into the same pattern, moving outward with every galaxy, every star, every drifting cluster. The thought brings comfort, like being cradled by something infinitely vast. You do not need to understand every detail to feel its presence. The universe expands, and yet you are still. The universe breathes, and so do you. In this union of breath and space, you find rest, and as you drift deeper into this rhythm, a question begins to stir. Gentle, quiet, like a seed taking root. If the universe breathes outward in expansion, might it also be changing inward, evolving, becoming more than it once was? You follow the question left behind, floating in the still air of the cosmos. To sense how the universe may be evolving, you must return to its first breath. Scientists call it the Big Bang, but the name can be misleading. It was not a bang, not a violent blast echoing in space, because there was no space yet to contain it. Instead, it was a beginning, quiet, total, all-encompassing. A moment when everything we know was condensed into a single radiant seed. Imagine that seed, smaller than thought, denser than anything you can hold in mind. Inside it rested all the matter, all the energy, all the laws of physics that would one day give rise to stars, oceans, mountains, and your own breath. In a single instant, it began to unfold. Not like shrapnel from an explosion, but like light blooming from a lantern in darkness. Expansion was the natural unfolding of possibility, the first exhale of the cosmos. That fire was not the kind you know from candles or hearths. It was energy beyond imagining, temperatures so high that even atoms could not yet exist. The universe then was pure energy, a glowing ocean of light and particles rushing in every direction. But even in that wild heat, patterns were already forming. Particles attracted and repelled, danced and collided, until the first simple elements emerged: hydrogen, helium, and traces of lithium. These were the raw materials, the alphabet of matter from which everything else would later be written. The universe cooled slowly, patiently. In time, gravity began to sculpt the chaos. Clouds of hydrogen gathered, pulled inward by their own weight, compressing tighter and tighter until nuclear fire ignited at their hearts. These first stars were born, radiant furnaces that lit the early universe with brilliance. In their cores, new elements formed: carbon, oxygen, iron, the very building blocks that would one day shape your bones and blood. From fire came form. The stars aged, burned, and died, some in quiet fading, others in spectacular explosions that flung their enriched matter across space. That matter gathered again, seeded new stars, new planets, new chances. The universe was not static. It was not only expanding, but creating, recycling, layering complexity upon simplicity, weaving richer stories from the same threads. You picture it like a great tree growing from a single root. The Big Bang was the seed, the trunk its unfolding, and the galaxies its vast branches stretching outward into the unknown. On each branch are leaves, stars, planets, worlds, each nourished by the same origin, yet each carrying its own shape, its own place in the pattern. And here you are, a small leaf on one far branch, yet still fed by the same root that began it all. Rest with this thought. The universe has always been moving from fire to form, from energy into structure, from simplicity into depth. Its expansion is not only a spreading outward, but a deepening inward, a maturation like that of a living being. And even now, that process continues. Stars are born today in hidden clouds of gas. Galaxies continue their quiet journeys, and life on one small planet listens for meaning in the night sky. You breathe with it still, your chest rising and falling with the rhythm of a universe that began as fire and softened into form. And as you exhale, you wonder, if form has grown from fire, what larger patterns are being written across the heavens now? The thought lingers. If fire has become form, then what shapes has form chosen? You lift your gaze again to the night sky, and it greets you with quiet complexity. At first glance, the stars appear scattered, like glitter spilled across velvet. But as your eyes adjust, patterns emerge. The randomness softens into rhythm, and the heavens begin to feel like a great, unfolding design. For as long as humans have looked upward, we have traced shapes in the stars: bears, hunters, rivers, stories carried across generations. These constellations are not written in the stars themselves, but in our way of seeing. Yet beneath imagination, there is a deeper geometry, a true patterning that the universe has woven into its own fabric. Gravity is the weaver. Though invisible, it threads the cosmos together, shaping stars into galaxies, galaxies into clusters, clusters into sprawling webs that stretch across billions of light years. You picture it like a river carving valleys in the land, slow, inevitable, patient. Gravity pulls matter together, guiding chaos toward order, turning scattered particles into luminous spirals and spheres. Astronomers map this great design and find that galaxies do not float alone. They arrange themselves into filaments, vast cosmic highways of matter, separated by enormous voids where almost nothing resides. From far enough away, the universe resembles lace, or the branching veins of a leaf, or lightning frozen in the moment of its strike. Patterns repeat across scales, the small reflecting the large echoing the small. You sense how this order is not imposed from outside, but born from within. Just as a snowflake forms its intricate geometry from the simple behavior of water molecules, the universe forms its grand structures from the simple pull of gravity and the steady expansion of space. Out of simplicity, beauty emerges. Out of chaos, rhythm finds its voice. These patterns are not still. Galaxies swirl in spirals, their arms stretched by rotation. Others collide and merge, becoming something new, larger, brighter, transformed. The sky you see tonight is a snapshot, a single frame in a movie billions of years in length. If you could watch it all unfold, you would see galaxies dancing, weaving, circling, drifting apart and back together in endless, graceful motion. In this way, the universe does not only expand, it narrates. Each new shape is a continuation of what came before, a sentence added to a story whose ending has not yet been written. The galaxies you see are not just distant lights, but words in a cosmic language, telling you that structure grows, that order evolves, that the story continues. You breathe with this thought, feeling how your own life also carries patterns. Your heartbeat forms rhythm, your breath forms cycles, your thoughts arrange themselves into stories. Just as the cosmos repeats motifs across scales, so too do you carry echoes of its structure within yourself. The patterns of the universe are mirrored in the quiet order of your body, your mind, your being. And so you rest in this recognition. The sky above is not random, not aimless. It is full of meaning, of form arising from fire, of story arising from silence. Expansion is not just outward movement, it is growth into ever deeper patterns. As you float with this thought, another question arises, gentle as dawn light. If the universe writes patterns across space, how does it write them across time? How do stars and galaxies change, and what dances are still unfolding? The question stirs softly. How does the universe write across time? You settle into the thought, and the night sky begins to move, not in haste, but with a rhythm so vast it feels like eternity dancing. Patterns are not fixed. They shift, evolve, and transform, weaving change into every corner of the cosmos. Consider the stars. They are not eternal lights, but living cycles. Each one is born in clouds of gas and dust, where gravity gathers matter until pressure ignites nuclear fire. In their hearts, hydrogen fuses into helium, releasing light that drifts for millions of years across space. To you, they appear steady, unchanging, yet they are always in motion, always transforming their inner fire into radiance. Over time, stars age. Some, like gentle candles, burn slowly for billions of years. Others, massive and bright, live short, furious lives, ending in cataclysmic deaths. When these giants explode as supernovae, they scatter the heavier elements their fires have created, carbon, oxygen, iron, into space. These ashes are not endings but beginnings, the raw material for new stars, new planets, and the possibility of life. From death comes birth. From silence comes song again. Galaxies, too, are dancers. They do not float alone, but move toward one another, drawn by gravity's patient pull. When they meet, they do not collide like rocks, but merge like streams of water, their stars passing gracefully through one another, reshaping into something new. Spirals can stretch into ellipses, arms can tangle and reform, and what was once two becomes one, larger, brighter, transformed by the encounter. Even in stillness, change continues. Black holes grow at galactic centers, pulling matter inward, releasing jets of energy that light the darkness. Stars orbit in endless circles. Planets trace paths around their suns. Moons whisper around planets. Everywhere you look, there is motion, subtle, continuous, never at rest. The universe is not static, not frozen. It is choreography, a dance without end. You notice how this mirrors your own life. Your body, too, is made of cycles. Cells born, cells dying, all replaced in an endless renewal. Your thoughts shift, your emotions move, your experiences gather into stories. Just like galaxies, you are always reshaping, merging past with present, making new meaning from old material. Change is not outside you, it is the very essence of your being. The dance of the cosmos is not hurried. It unfolds across billions of years, teaching you that transformation need not be rushed. Just as galaxies take their time to merge, you too may take time to grow. Just as stars quietly fuse hydrogen into light, you too hold an inner fire, steady and patient, illuminating your path. And so, expansion begins to feel different. Not just outward movement into emptiness, but an unfolding of transformation, a dance where every step gives rise to the next. The universe is not only expanding, it is becoming. You rest with this realization, your breath moving slowly, your mind tracing the rhythm of cosmic cycles. And in the stillness, a deeper question forms, like a whisper at the edge of awareness. If the universe changes through cycles of creation and decay, then what role does time itself play in shaping its destiny? The question lingers. What role does time play in the universe's great dance? You close your eyes and feel its presence, not as ticking seconds, but as a quiet current carrying everything forward. Time is not separate from the cosmos. It is the very stage upon which every star, every atom, every breath performs its part. Physicists speak of time as woven into the fabric of space, forming space-time, a single cloth that stretches as the universe expands. You imagine this cloth rippling, threads loosening, patterns shifting as galaxies drift farther apart. But time also has direction. It flows, always forward, never back. A river that carries all things, including you, downstream toward an unseen ocean. The arrow of time is tied to entropy, the tendency for systems to move from order into disorder. At first, this sounds like decline, like a slow unraveling, but as you rest with the thought, you notice the paradox. Without entropy, there could be no change, no growth, no life. Stars shine because hydrogen fuses into helium, releasing energy and moving toward greater disorder. Planets cool and shift, mountains erode, rivers carve valleys, all because entropy guides them forward. Entropy is not the enemy of beauty. It is the reason beauty exists at all. A crystal forms as energy is released. A snowflake grows its intricate shape as water molecules find their place. Even your body depends on entropy. Digestion, warmth, thought itself, all possible because energy flows from high to low, from ordered concentration to gentle diffusion. Disorder allows for creation. As you imagine the universe, you see entropy at work everywhere. A star burns its fuel and eventually fades. A galaxy stirs and swirls, gradually losing its youthful fire. Over immense spans of time, the cosmos itself will grow colder, darker, quieter. Scientists speak of a heat death, a distant future when energy will be too evenly spread to create new stars. It sounds like an ending, but it is not an end you need fear. It is a horizon so far ahead that it is measured in trillions of years. For now, what matters is how entropy creates the present. Every structure you see, the stars, the planets, even your own body, exists in the balance between order and disorder, between form and the energy that sustains it. Time whispers this truth. Nothing stays fixed. And yet, in that impermanence, beauty is born. You notice how this rhythm mirrors your own life. Your days unfold in time's flow. Your body changes, your memories gather. Nothing remains exactly as it was, and yet this very movement allows growth, understanding, depth. Entropy shapes your story too, weaving moments of order and moments of letting go into the fabric of who you are. So you breathe, slowly, and picture entropy not as decay, but as the gentle unfolding of possibility. Without the arrow of time, the universe would be frozen, silent, lifeless. With it, there is music, there is change, there is the slow ripening of existence. And as the current of time carries you, another thought rises. Perhaps the universe is not only expanding outward and drifting toward entropy, but also evolving in meaning, in complexity, in ways we cannot yet measure. Perhaps, like you, it is not simply unraveling, but learning how to become. You rest with that mystery. Time is both a river and a teacher, entropy both a dissolution and a gift. And as you sink deeper into stillness, you wonder softly, if the universe is not just expanding, but evolving, could it be that it carries within it something like life itself? You linger with the thought of entropy and time, letting their whispers drift through you like wind through tall grass. Slowly, another possibility begins to glow in your imagination. Perhaps the universe is not simply a machine running down, nor merely an endless expansion into emptiness. Perhaps, instead, it is something more intimate, something alive, changing, adapting, becoming. You recall the journey so far, the silent breath of the cosmos, the fire unfolding into form, the patterns written across the sky, the endless dance of change, the whispers of time itself. Each step reveals a story, not of stillness, but of growth. And growth is something you know well, for you carry it in your own body, in your own life. Could it be that the cosmos, too, is maturing, ripening like a living being? A living being learns. It responds to its own history, carrying memory forward, shaping the future. In the same way, the universe holds memory in its structures. Galaxies, stars, atoms, each one a record of what has been before. The carbon in your lungs remembers ancient stars. The spiral of the Milky Way remembers collisions with smaller galaxies. Even the faint background radiation still glowing softly across space remembers the universe's first breath. These are not static remnants, but living traces, guiding what comes next. A living being adapts. It finds new ways to grow, even in the face of change. The universe adapts too. Stars recycle matter. Galaxies merge into new shapes. Planets form where none existed before. Life itself arose on Earth because the universe had already prepared the conditions. Stars forging elements, planets carrying oceans, entropy driving energy flows that made chemistry possible. Out of cosmic change, life found a foothold, and with life came awareness, the ability of the universe to look back at itself through your eyes. A living being becomes, not all at once, not in haste, but through unfolding stages. The universe too may be becoming, moving from simplicity into complexity, from fire into form, from matter into meaning. What began as pure energy now holds galaxies, stars, oceans, forests, minds that wonder. It is as though the cosmos is writing itself into greater depth, like a poem adding lines, like a symphony finding new movements. You feel yourself inside this unfolding. You are not outside the universe, observing from a distance. You are a thread in its fabric, a voice in its chorus, a spark of its evolving story. Your breath belongs to the same cycle as the stars. Your thoughts arise from atoms that once traveled across galaxies. In you, the universe awakens to itself. This recognition brings a quiet peace. If the universe is alive in its own way, then you are never separate from its growth. Your struggles, your changes, your moments of letting go and becoming, these are not small or forgotten. They echo the very nature of the cosmos. You too are expanding, evolving, maturing into new forms of meaning. And so, as you rest beneath the night sky, you no longer see it only as distance, as cold stars scattered in silence. You see it as a mirror. Every galaxy is a reminder of your own unfolding. Every star is a reflection of your inner fire. The universe expands, and so do you. The universe evolves, and so do you. You close your eyes. The breath of the cosmos moves through you, steady and gentle. You are part of its living story, and it is part of you. In this shared becoming, you find rest. The night around you is still. You feel the echo of the journey you have taken. Through fire, form, patterns, change, and time, now gently settling into silence. The story of the universe does not end here, and neither does your own. But for this moment, you're invited to rest, to lie within the vastness, and to feel the comfort of belonging to something immeasurable. The universe breathes, and so do you. That rhythm has accompanied you through every chapter. Inhale, and you draw in the memory of galaxies being born. Exhale, and you release into the same widening that carries stars across space. Your breath is not small. It is stitched into the very fabric of space-time. You are a part of its pulse, and its pulse is part of you. Think of the silence between heartbeats, the quiet between waves, the pause between one breath and the next. That silence is not emptiness, it is fullness, waiting, presence. In the same way, the vast dark between galaxies is not absence, but space alive with potential. Rest in that thought. Even the quiet is generous, even the silence is abundant. You have seen the universe unfold like a tree growing from its seed. Roots buried in the beginning, branches stretching outward into possibility. You are sitting on one of those branches, a leaf touched by starlight, nourished by the same source that gave rise to oceans and forests, suns and moons. In this awareness, you no longer feel small. You feel held. The stars above are not strangers, they are your ancestors, your kin. The calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your lungs, the iron in your blood, all were forged in stellar fires. To lie beneath the night skies, to lie beneath your own history, to gaze upon the fires that once burned so that you could breathe now. You carry their legacy in every cell. Time itself feels softer here. No ticking clocks, no rushing minutes, only the gentle river flowing forward. You float upon it, supported by the current, with nowhere to go and nothing to prove. Entropy, the drift toward change, is no longer heavy. It is a cradle that carries you forward, guiding every transformation, allowing you to release, to renew, to simply be. Imagine yourself dissolving into the night sky. Your edges blur, your body no longer bounded by skin, but blending with the air, the stars, the quiet fabric of space. You are not separate. You are starlight, you are breath, you are part of the same unfolding story that began with the universe's first exhale. In this recognition, there is peace. The universe is not a machine running down, but a living mystery, still becoming. And you're not a fixed self, but a living story, still unfolding. Every thought, every dream, every act of kindness adds to this cosmic becoming. Even in sleep you participate in it, for rest itself is part of evolution, part of the quiet renewal that keeps both body and cosmos alive. You are safe here, carried within the vastness. The galaxies drift, the stars burn, the earth turns slowly beneath you, and you lie within it all, untouched by urgency. The night is your blanket, the cosmos your pillow, the silence your song. As your breathing deepens, you feel yourself soften, as if your body were a constellation loosening into light. You do not need to hold on. The universe holds you. You do not need to control. The dance continues with or without effort. You are simply here, resting within the cosmos, resting within yourself. Let the rhythm of the universe become your lullaby. The first breath of creation hums quietly in your chest. The patterns of galaxies shimmer faintly behind your closed eyes. The dance of change rocks you into stillness. The whispers of time soothe you with their endless flow. And the sense of a living universe reminds you that you too are alive in ways you cannot yet measure. Sleep, then, becomes more than escape. It becomes participation in the same unfolding, the same cycle of rest and renewal written across the stars. Just as galaxies drift, you drift into dreaming. Just as stars burn and fade, your thoughts dissolve into night. Just as the universe continues to evolve, you too will wake renewed, carrying its rhythm within you. You are not apart from the cosmos. You are its breath, its memory, its possibility. And as you rest now, you join its stillness, becoming part of its quiet, endless becoming. Close your eyes. The night sky is within you. The universe holds you gently, and all it asks is that you rest.